don't know. Was so welcome,
What's
one and all
the
was not it. I guess.
let's
Oh,
get
it's
ready
not
to
it.
rumble.
Let's get ready to rumble.
All right.
Let's get ready to
Anyway,
mumble.
okay, moving on. Welcome, welcome back to episode 3 of In the Garden. With we're here with Brizu and Lemon's back after being absent because they hate us, and we got KG. So today,
leave, like
The door's right there. The door
I-
is
I-
there.
the door is right there.
what is that your Gabriel body pillow from Ultra Kill on the bed?
I was waiting for someone to mention it.
Anyway, did you guys know that Lemon likes Ultra Kill?
I bet you didn't, because you didn't watch episode 0.
Oh, true.
Exactly,
Anyway.
exactly. We
Already
got called the
accusing them of
fake
being
fans.
Fake fans already, damn.
Yeah, anyway, moving on to God, I'm actually having a stroke. Okay, items of the day. Well, we've got multiple things to talk about. Lots of stuff happened today. It's kind of been crazy today.
Talk about Miku and Fortnite.
No, we're not talking about Miku and Fortnite. We'll start things off on a sad note real quick. I am not. Maybe Breezy will have some words as the film buff, but rest in peace, David Lynch. It's unfortunate. Anything to say, Breezy? You're the David Lynch fan.
Yeah, I mean, he was genuinely like, one of the most, if not like the most influential American artist of like ever, and so just
Damn,
it was one of those people
That's
where
crazy.
it's like,
I didn't realize. Like,
no, like
Yeah,
almost everything is inspired, not almost everything, but like a lot of things are inspired by David Lynch in some capacity. Hell, like even Link's Awakening is inspired by Twin Peaks.
okay, this is crazy. Okay, so Bone Girl and I have talked about.
You
That's
should know
official.
a little bit
That's
about
official.
him,
No,
Vaughn.
Bone Girl and I have
Your
talked about.
favorite game, Alan Wake 2.
I know. That's what I was gonna say.
Inspired by
We're gonna Bone Girl and I are gonna watch the show because I need to like. I was like, okay, like I've heard it's inspired by Twin Peaks like very heavily in a lot of ways. So I was like, I gotta like, and like I've kind of gotten like the vibe that it's kind of
I gotta brush
surreal,
up.
and it's got like some Pacific Northwest like mystery vibes kind of thing. So like, yeah, I'm definitely down. I'll be watching that this weekend. So
Yeah,
Anyway.
so he was one of those people that like, even though he was getting up there in age, you kind of like you thought he'd like live forever, like kind of like he wouldn't, but like you thought he would.
Mhm.
He's just one of those people, like a Stan Lee, like even though
Right, right.
he's just like one. He's just like
You
one of
knew-
those
you knew-
icons.
Mm-hmm.
Cultural
Yeah.
mainstay.
You just,
Yeah,
you
and
just
so,
didn't
like,
think it was
seeing
going
The
anywhere.
entire Twitter timeline stopped with like streamer drama, or even the Switch 2 leaks, or I guess the official announcement. Everyone like stopped.
Shh.
Say shush. We're talking about it. I'm trying to.
Bro, you're
It's a
spoiling.
segue.
You're spoiling the
It's a
episode,
segue.
man.
Oh.
It's not a segue. You're spoiling.
You ruined the
Spoiler-
transition.
Spoilers, bro. Spoilers.
No, because then after I wrapped up what I was saying, you could say, "Speaking of Switch 2," and then you go there. But no.
No, because you
Yeah.
gotta be no. Because what if we
We'll edit
like? We
it
gotta
in
be
post.
like. It's gotta be like, man, the Switch 2. What an announcement, guys! Like, hey, big thing.
What an
Big...
announcement? No, it wasn't.
Anyway,
Anyways, let me wrap up what I was saying real quick. Seeing the
Yeah,
entire
Nintendo
like
shells.
everyone, like even people who like aren't like on the film side of Twitter or Blue Sky or whatever, even stopped to say like, man, that David Lynch guy. It was nice to see.
okay, well, yeah. I mean, I'm
The day
definitely.
the Earth stood still.
It sounds like
Exactly.
a huge loss. So rest in peace, David Lynch, and I will be sure to brush up on Twin Peaks so I can see some of the things. I'm sure it's gonna be one of those things where I'm gonna watch it now and I'm gonna be like, oh shit, this is like in everything I like, isn't it? Like this is everywhere. God damn it.
Yeah, you're gonna notice that immediately.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like,
okay.
hey, this is like Alan Wake.
I think I was getting at things other than that, but yeah. Okay, well, anyway, as Brizu already
Anyway,
kindly
speaking of Switch 2.
smooth ass segue. Speaking of Switch 2, yeah, so they did their, I'm sure everybody's seen it by now, but they had their little reveal trailer, which, it's a reveal trailer, so it's kind of nothing. It's just, it exists, and we'll tell you more in, goddamn, what, April? Yeah.
April.
Yeah.
So, I guess check back with us then for thoughts on the Switch 2. So far right now, I mean, what have we seen? We've seen the Joy-Cons they're doing the magnetic.
Joy-Cons come off. That's big. That's huge.
The Joy-Cons come off. They look like they've got some kind of like magnetic function. The whole the port that they connect through, I swear to God that they are getting less and less child friendly with these things every time. Like that thing looks like a huge point of failure. Like I just remember, just snap it. Here I have a Switch. Like you can literally just imagine that little port because where it sits. God damn, this thing's dusty. That's awkward.
You got blow into it.
Like
Good.
yeah. You've got like
the self-report is crazy.
Pulling out the old tomes, like
yeah, like I can just imagine them like snapping right here at the connection joint, especially with kids. Because I don't know, whatever.
I'd
It's a
imagine
Switch.
it is magnetic, like those MacBook those
Yeah,
magnetic chargers they have.
it looked like it like protrudes more than seems practical, but I don't know. Whatever. We'll see when we have it in hand.
I don't know.
It might,
I'll give it the
Yeah,
old
we'll see,
over the
we'll see.
knee, like I'll give it the old
Nintendo
over the knee
engineers-
crack test when it comes out.
yeah, like
you
Nintendo
drop it and it
engineers.
breaks open like a Lego pieces.
Put it back together.
But yeah, Nintendo tends to engineer things pretty well. So I'm sure we're not gonna.
Joy-Con
Let's-
Drift says otherwise.
That
Mm-mm.
I was gonna say let's not get into Joy-Con drift, but you mentioned it, so now I have
Wii
to
U
do.
gamepad. Mm-mm.
No, now I have to like nerd now I have to like nerd emoji, like push the glasses up.
The
Okay, like
N64 controller, you son of a bitch.
no, like the Joy-Cons, the manufacturer of those modules, like that's why like the PlayStation 5, they're manufactured by the same company. Like the PlayStation, they're different models, but like all of their potentiometer joysticks were having like drift issues. That's why this whole generation, and even a bit of last generation, but mostly between the Switch and then moving into like in the PS4 and PS5 controllers it's not as bad, right? Because they're not those little tiny ones that don't wear out quite as fast. But yeah, like that's not what I was getting at when I was talking about Nintendo engineering. That's something that's a part they buy and put into the damn thing. I meant the rest of it, how it's put together.
Nintendo is known for their
Yeah,
cheap
if it's
parts.
in
So
the
like, when I
Switch.
threw my Switch at the table, like it just fucking shattered. I was pissed.
Anyway, moving on from
The dinky ass little stand that they have in the old Switch. I should say old Switch, but mine
it's
is the
coming
old
back.
Switch.
It's coming back.
oh my
This little
god.
thing.
Does
The-
not pass
the-
the heat test.
At least
This
there's
little
two of them
thing.
now. At least it's like
Damn.
two-sided. Anyway, other thoughts. The Joy-Con, speaking of Joy-Con, since we're on the topic. Okay, thank you, Levin. We're such an organized
It's
bunch.
fucking lost. It's lost. I will look for it later.
Okay, anyway, moving on. Since we were talking about the Joy-Cons, it looks like people are talking about it. I didn't even pay that much attention, but apparently the way they slid them on the table was an indicator to people. It looks like there's going to be like mouse functionality. It sounds like.
I don't
I-
see how people see that,
not-
honestly.
I thought, is that
That's a
like,
reach.
is that okay?
I
So
think
like,
so too.
because people have been saying that, and I thought that like I saw so many people saying that I thought it was just like consensus that was like there was something I missed, but I also wasn't paying that close attention. I was like, I thought that was just them sliding on the table because like they're doing like a little sizzle reel of this render, like like I thought it was just
That's what I gathered because it was showing off the new bumpers on the Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
Because it's showing people,
Yeah.
hey, they don't have the like little uncomfortable little crotch they had before. Now it's like an actual like kind of bumper.
oh my god,
Yeah.
that's one way to
That's the
describe
official
it.
term.
The uncomfortable little crotch.
Crotch.
Yeah. Anyway, goddamn. So the Joy-Cons apparently, I guess that's not confirmed then. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. That seems like a reach. I was like, why would they? I think people are like
Knowing
reaching.
Nintendo, they'd sell a mouse.
If that's not confirmed, then that does seem like reaching because people want another gimmick because they're dumb.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like why? Like why?
The FPS is on my Switch.
Like
Because-
why do you
because
want?
remember,
Why do you want
the
joystick
Switch famously
functionality?
use those IR sensors all the time. The ones in the Joy-Cons that made them cost $80. The IR sensors that they use all the time. In everything, like
Dude,
'cause
you're
I only
preaching
play
to the
1-2
crowd.
Switch,
I
so
am-
I use them. I use them all the time. I only play
1-2
1-2
Switch. Oh my
It's
god.
pretty lonely
I didn't
over at
see
my
whether or
house.
not those actually had the same IR sensor at the bottom, because like the
They didn't really show
the
it off.
right
I don't
stick
think
has it
did.
at the bottom. I didn't see it on the new Joy-Cons. I don't
Okay.
remember that.
Okay.
CS:GO as a Switch 2.
Oh my god.
That's all I'm saying.
CS2 showing off the power of the
Jesus.
Source 2 engine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
Half-Life
that's
Alex.
Lord.
There we
okay. So
go.
now that we know that's
Labo
on.
support.
Oh my god. Okay. This is clearly the shit posting episode. Anyway,
It's every episode.
we all have shit
It's
takes
true.
on Nintendo. So other than okay, so that's unconfirmed. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, it's another Switch. So wow, I guess
Yeah,
the
you
worst
know?
part. I have nothing to say. I mean, they didn't tell me anything of no. Like I need to know. Is it
This was the reveal for the reveal.
like
You know,
yeah?
Literally.
They
might as
did
well
it
just
because
put on
the
the
console
tinfoil
already got
hats.
leaked in its entirety, like the whole like
Pretty much.
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
the system.
So is that leak? So basically, that leak has been confirmed then at this point by this. based
One
on
of
what
them
we s-
was like the one I posted about on Twitter when it had like the green fucking controller
No, not
and
that.
everything
Like
like that, where it had like the grammatical errors.
no,
Like
but
that,
like
that stuff
no.
was obviously fake. But,
So
like,
the one where they
the system
posted
itself, yeah,
the
with the
with the
red and blue,
processor
yeah.
and everything with all the
I'm not sure about
processor.
that actually.
Okay, because
I'm not sure about that.
that's what I care about. I don't care about what it looks like
Unconfirmed.
or
Yeah.
like I need to know. Is it OLED? It didn't
No,
look. It
probably
didn't
not.
look OLED. That didn't look. I didn't
think
know
it's
if that.
I think it's just a bigger like
I
a
couldn't tell
6-inch
if
LED screen.
I couldn't tell if it was
Did
OLED.
the screen even turned on? I don't remember.
I think it did once. But
Yeah,
that's still
did you
a
not see
CGI
Mario
render.
Kart? Yeah, like
Yeah.
Oh,
so
the
I
Mario
couldn't.
Kart, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was what I was getting at. Is I can't tell if it's like that was because it's the way it's rendered. It's like I don't know if that's just a video or like it looked washed out on purpose or that was just like the footage they showed in like the level, but it was like yeah, it didn't
I think
stand
that's just
out.
because it was a desert Mario Kart stage.
Yeah, like again, it could have been any of those things. So like we just have nothing to go on. I mean, there's another Switch. I mean, we knew yay, yippee.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it's backwards compatible. I mean, good. I guess like I assumed if it wasn't, that's like a major L. Like duh. Like of course it's gonna be
Kinda
backwards.
Goofy.
Yeah, I mean they put all the resources into
It's just-
manufacturing these stupid little cartridges. I mean they might as well keep making them.
What if for like Switch 2 cartridges, they just do the 3DS thing where they had a little notch on the top?
Oh, God.
I'm almost certain it's gonna be something like that.
Yeah.
But
Oh man, I've played these games before.
incoming YouTube video.
just
Okay, if they
literally-
have the notch, there's gonna be a YouTube video like day one of some guy sawing the notch off and being like, "Guys, look, it doesn't work." Like checking to see if it has a "this can't read these games" message. Like I just know that people are gonna like share that video and it's gonna go like, "Oh, look, someone sawed off the nub to see if you could." People are stupid.
Someone
Anyway,
put it in their
Yeah, I
mouth.
have.
they taste bad too. Whoa, like
They taste bad too.
yeah, like I remember that was a
But
story
does
when
it
they
pass
first.
the chew test with my nephew? Let's find out.
Okay, yeah, so Switch 2 kind of
It's
a
true next
whatever
year.
announcement. guess we'll wait and see. I don't know. I guess we
Yeah,
can talk
yeah.
about wish lists. I know KG's a Sony pony doesn't really care. What about the rest of
I
us?
want
Well, okay, actually, I'm curious. What would
Last of Us
compel
on the Switch.
what would compel you to get a Switch 2?
I really nothing.
Like,
I can't really think of anything.
have none of the games ever drawn your
Not a
attention? Like,
single Nintendo game.
not a single Nintendo
Not
game.
yeah, no.
Sir,
really,
that's quite a hot take. That's quite.
I might get the Nintendo
elaborate on
You,
Right.
you like you
Nintendo
ain't never
defenders might
seen
come
like
after me, but
you've never seen like a video essay on a Nintendo game from someone you like that you thought I'm kind of interested in that one. That might be interesting.
you know what's funny? The last time I fully watched a Nintendo Switch review was for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 because I really wanted that to come to
Ooh.
another platform.
Okay,
it turned
so
out
what?
to be
Apparently
not
that
that
one wasn't
good.
Okay,
even, like,
so
amazing,
what?
yeah.
So what you're getting
Yeah,
at?
it was pretty mid.
What you're getting at is that you can say with your whole chest that you have zero interest in any Nintendo IP. Full stop.
Period.
I'll say this: the games that I want, the games that would get me to buy a Switch 2, aren't even like in the stratosphere of being.
Okay, no, give
Implemented.
give them to us. This is where we tell our
Give me
truth.
Marvel Avengers 2 on the Switch, and I'll buy it. Like that'll be a day one for me.
Oh, like if I'm like,
It'll be
if
an
give me
instant cop.
Suicide Squad 2 on like what like
Yeah, give me Suicide
I
Squad.
mean, he didn't lie.
I mean he didn't lie,
Kill
but
the
like holy
Avengers.
shit, like that's wild.
I'm seriously just not interested in
So like you've nothing. So
Switch
what about
and
like Nintendo?
what
Like
they're
what about like
doing.
Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom? Like you've never thought, oh, those have interesting elements. I'd like to see or try. Or...
I've seen them and it's not compelling for me. It really isn't.
I'm just trying to
Like
think. I'm trying to
I
think of
mean,
any
I
other
recognize the
examples.
quality of it. You can think of them, and I've thought of them before, but it's simply
I was
not
gonna say Xenoblade, but this man.
Xenoblade.
I was gonna say this man
I thought we
doesn't.
were thinking of good examples here. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. You,
I'm
okay,
in KG's boat.
that's a microaggression.
Yeah. See.
Okay. Like, no, you
What
can't
do you
say
mean that's
that.
a microaggression?
You can't. No, like on behalf of the Japanese people, on behalf of my people, you cannot come after Xenoblade. That's like going after Monster Hunter. Get it? Like what? No.
Yeah, one of my favorite games is Monster Hunter. I
No.
can say that.
Not
That's
gonna lie,
like
Bon, I thought you were wearing
yeah.
a John Cena shirt right there.
No.
Because it had like the same like general color scheme when you were sitting up close like that.
Okay. No, I'm wearing a
I don't
Naruto
even know
shirt.
what it looks like. I don't.
Like the dweeb I am. It was a
I
Christmas
thought it was
present.
gonna be because it was invisible or something.
Oh my god.
Wearing no shirt.
That'd be funny. So I could use it as like a green screen because the color would be funny.
Oh my god.
Sorry, let me adjust myself a
So yeah,
little bit.
Switch 2, no go for me.
Zero interest. That's damn. You mean you might want to expand your horizons, man. You got to be willing to try different things.
Oh man, listen.
Like, you know,
Come
what
on,
about Mario
what?
Wonder? It got a 10. A 10.
Glass houses, fun.
Like that has like a 90 something on
Listen,
it.
I won't
on
get the
Meta.
Switch. You won't watch Oppenheimer. You know, we both have our mental blocks.
Okay,
that
I did
we,
not.
refuse
This
to
man
engage with.
is this is fake news. I
We
need
both
to
have things
we
to
need to
work
spell
on.
it out
That's all I'm
for
saying.
the audience
And,
that I have never said I will not watch Oppenheimer. That is not words I've ever
we
said.
are in the garden. We're growing. We're learning. You know, and
So my so like how
maybe by April, who knows?
maybe when we one of these days if things like when thing not if but when this blows up and I can like and you have the free time that I can like rationalize and justify it and we can turn it into content. I'm gonna like challenge you to like play through like an entire like a JRPG of my choice and you will see the light. I will find one.
Oh
You will
man,
see the
like,
light.
what type of JRPG are we talking about here? You know, this might be considered a form of torture in some
Bro wouldn't.
countries.
I mean, like I already know you didn't fuck with Metaphor because you played the demo.
I thought it was all right.
That sounds like your politically correct answer. I'm gonna move.
Would I pay $70 for it? No, you know, but it was fine. See,
I
I
mean,
played Persona 5. I played Persona 5 Strikers. I actually played Shin Megami Tensei. Back when
so
I first
you
released.
played Persona 5. Like you
Yeah.
finished it, or like you've tried it in a demo.
I tried it. Well, I mean, it was in the PlayStation Plus
Okay.
collection, I think. So, I mean, I tried the
Okay.
whole game.
Okay, fair enough. I'm trying to think. What are Bros tried Persona? I would say Final Fantasy 7, but like
I beat that. I beat Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
you did? Okay, that's kind of a JRPG.
It was okay.
I'm gonna wait. Okay, I gotta be careful. Wait, that's a JRPG. Don't attack me.
Kinda. Is it? I was gonna say, is it not just a JRPG?
Don't attack me. I was gonna no. I would need to qualify.
I
was
know
gonna say
every move before you make it.
No, I needed to qualify
am
that with
3
turn-based. I was gonna make you
ahead
like
of
a turn-based JRPG, like
Turn-based. You fucking hate this guy.
bro. That
Yeah,
see,
what did I do to you?
You saying that? See, what do I need to help you too? Do I need to show you the light? You guys live in such a limited world. I used to feel the way you do. I promise. I used to feel like turn-based RPGs were like, why? Why would you do that? Like, it's slower.
I don't hate turn-based RPGs. I'm playing the fucking Yakuza ones right now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I don't hate turn-based.
If I could finish. Anyway.
No, turn-based JRPGs.
We have to make KG play a turn-based JRPG. You have to appreciate weeb culture.
Oh, I do.
It's essential.
Who here's hyped for Wilds? You know.
Oh my god, that's not. Okay.
I'm gonna be a longsword
We all
man.
are.
Okay. Anyway, moving on from. I don't even know how we got on this topic, but okay. So KG has no.
KG said he hates Nintendo games.
KG says he has zero interest in the Nintendo Switch 2. So we're gonna move on to what are your wish lists? Let's go with Lemon. Lemon is the biggest Nintendo fan here.
Oh, I think we all know
But Lemon is
Yeah.
also a rational
Top of the
Nintendo
docket
fan.
here.
Nintendo is enough of a Nintendo fan to know that they have been wronged many times by Nintendo.
I'm the enlightened Nintendo fan.
Yeah, Lemon's an enlightened Nintendo fan. Lemon sees through
I have an
the
abusive
smoke.
relationship with Nintendo.
Yeah, that's nature being a Splatoon player.
That's true. So yeah, really, I don't expect any Splatoon news anytime soon. I really don't want anything out within like 2 years because I feel like
Okay, but what about the console
consistently
itself?
we've been getting shorter times between games that like I feel like we need something different, and I think that's gonna take a while to make.
Okay, but what about the console itself?
I'm not. I don't necessarily need it as is. So no.
No, but like
Probably
no,
nothing until.
what? Okay, we're
I
gonna go
don't
back.
need it.
Lemon's
No, we're
mid
gonna go
on
back.
it.
We're
But
gonna
what's
go to
your
the
wish
all-
list?
no.
What's your wish
No.
list for the
Alma.
Switch too?
Yeah, what the prompt? Like, we don't know what it is. We don't know what about it is special yet. What would you like it to have? That was the
To
question.
do? To run
Like
a better Splatoon game? Like that's it.
Okay, I'm gonna move on to
I'm a simple
Breezu
person.
because
I am a
Breezu
simple
might have an
person.
actual answer. Breezu, what would make you interested in the Switch 2?
If this one didn't collect dust as well as my old one, that-
I mean, mine's pretty damn dusty too. So
Yeah,
Fair
and
enough.
weren't you advocating
Yeah.
for buying it in the first place, Bon?
okay, no, that's not what You're putting words in my mouth. No.
I have the talking stick.
I had a very, I had
Oh,
a
yeah,
very,
sorry,
very
Breezu.
specific reason. Anyway, back to Breezu.
No, Switch 2, all I really want it to do to like warrant me buying it is like run games not as shittily because games isn't the Switch's problem. Like I like Breath of the Wild.
No, I agree.
That's really all I can say. That's all I've ever used my Switch for. I abandoned it
Mhm.
after that. I've played Mario Kart, I played Smash, but I didn't play like Tears of the Kingdom. I've been trying to get to Bayonetta 3, but I always forget. And so like
Mm.
because every time I'm like, oh, I want to play a game, I boot up the Switch and I'm like, man, this looks like ass. Like I was playing a Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate because I got it for like $10 on the eShop, and then
Mhm.
like I was playing it, I was like, man, this looks like a like a 3DS game because it basically
wait.
is. But,
Yeah,
like,
that one
it's
is like
souped up.
it's like an up-res port of
Yeah,
it.
but, like-
yeah. But it's
but
also
the
kind of
thing
like
about,
that's on
like-
the level that you expect from the Switch. It's not really out
Yeah,
of
that's
place.
like what I expect from a Switch game, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, man.
Like, there's no denying that
every
like
game on the
Rise looks a
platform
lot.
kind of just looks like Monster Hunter Rise. Yeah.
Yeah, like Rise looks a lot better than Generations Ultimate, I'd say, but it is indicative of what you can expect from a Switch game. Yeah,
Except it runs like ass on the Switch. It runs
It-
better on
it-
everything else.
it feels very
Mhm.
much like it is analogous to how 3D games that showed up on the 3DS felt like in their generation,
Mhm.
where like they were
Mhm, yeah,
3D and
exactly.
they
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they were like a lot of them were good, but they always had that sheen of like, okay, but it's like this really like it's 3D,
Okay, but I
but
can really count the pixels.
yeah, like it's exactly like you can exactly that, yeah. So yeah, it kind of feels like that. Any
And I'm
other
not
things?
expecting like 4K. Like I've seen some people get mad as like, oh, this 6-inch screen isn't 4K. It's
Okay,
like,
so
yeah, of course
I would not be surprised. So my I would
I just
I'll
want
let you
like
finish
a
and I'll talk
handheld
about it.
1080p. Yeah, I just want a handheld 1080p.
Mhm.
I mean, I would at least. Are you not going to throw like a frame rate at minimum expectation in there?
1080p 30. That's what I'm expecting. I'm not.
Okay.
If I was a moron, I would say 1080p
Conceding.
60, but I'm not.
This was a wish list, not an expectations list, but I'll take it. So okay, I will.
Can I add? Can the eShop not run like ass?
Yes, that too. Oh my god, I opened that up and it started lagging as soon as I opened it.
I hate
Okay.
it. Why?
Okay.
Oh, man.
There was a reason for it. It was a stupid reason, but I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
It's a website. It's a loaded website. It's not like an actual like app.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Can they
Oh,
just get their
man.
own app,
Just get thrown out.
please?
Yeah, so okay, for me, yeah, I agree that one they definitely need to deal with that. For me, wish list wise, I mean, if I could have anything from the Switch to it'd be that that the real tech is in the dock. Like that's my like real hope is that, and I don't think that's the
Oh,
case,
man.
but like
Mm.
there
Well,
I
it
don't
is a
really
wish list.
like I don't really
Yeah.
care. Like I expect 1080p. My thing with the handheld here is that the handheld, the lower resolutions and stuff are fine on the handheld screen. The big thing is, if the rumors are true, and it's not an OLED screen, I really could care less about the handheld. Like we're at the point where like OLED especially like even if it runs games at a better resolution and frame rate, like going to a screen that suddenly looks washed out, like that's going to be a real like that feels really bad in a way I don't think people are ready for because OLED hasn't been the norm on anything in a while. And I get for a lot of people like they don't necessarily have a Switch OLED, like I'm sure that's not the majority of Switch owners, but just especially for early adoption, I see that as getting like in the reviews, right? The people that are going to be writing the reviews about it and talking about it, these are people that have a Switch OLED because they have the most recent Switch. I'm willing to bet, right? Like,
Mm.
so I think that crowd, and I have a Switch OLED. I think that's going to be like, it's just really hard to justify. Like OLED is such an impressive step up for any piece of hardware when if it's done, if it's just a decent OLED panel. Like it just makes such a huge difference to the colors and the contrast, and it just really improves how everything looks. And when things already look decent at this lower resolution, the best I can hope for is it'll run things at a better frame rate. But I don't think a better frame rate, it might pull me towards that but it'd still be a hard sell without OLED. So I don't really care about the handheld because the best I can expect from it realistically is 1080p 60. And it's like, okay, cool. Like, I hope it does 1080p 60 regularly on its games because I don't think they really need to shoot for higher resolutions. If they do the thing where they keep it as new games are coming out at 30 FPS, but they're leveraging that to push the hardware to make the games, you know, more, right? If they're leveraging that in the software side to make the games more impressive and, push that envelope, then I'll accept it because I think that's, it's the same reason I accept it with Sony and PlayStation. It's like people are like, why are games still coming out at 30 FPS? It's like dude, like cuz they've decided that that's what a lot of people will accept. And if it's what people will accept, then why not use the headroom to, put more into like cool things game wise, resources towards features in the game, right? If that's an option, and for a lot of games it is. So
Mhm.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I think that if it runs it, as long as it can do a 1080p, I hope it's OLED. I don't think it will be, but I also think that's such a huge misstep if it's not OLED. Like it just sounds wild to me to take a
It's
step
just a
back.
wish list.
Yeah. And then in terms
Put
of
it
the
on
dock,
there.
my big thing is rumors about 4K sound unreasonable. The potential of it pushing the potential of it having some part of either whether it's in the dock or not, the potential of it doing upscaled 4K doesn't sound insane to me because obviously with DLSS, if the rumors are true about them working out something with NVIDIA on their chip, and that it's able to, it's using some kind of AI upscaling, then, that's not really unfeasible. Like, you can do, I mean, again, they take games, if you've ever played a game on like performance mode, DLSS, I mean, you're getting what, 720p, right? Or is it
Depends on.
scaled? It depends on
Sometimes
your
it could be as low as 480p.
yeah, it depends on your base resolution. But as I was saying, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if because they can do that with with the resolutions they can scale up and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if with AI upscaling they get like a 4K. Um, that's kind of whatever. I mean, the cost of that is like, I mean, if you've ever seen that, it's not gonna really be 4K. Like when you have to push like performance mode, like the amount of like DLSS, what do we call it? Smear? Uh,
Yeah, it's like smear.
the sheen, the weird effect that comes on, like the shimmer that's on like uh temporal anti-aliasing, stuff like that. Like, yeah, when
Mm.
you're upresing from that low of a resolution, to get 4K to make it feasible, it just doesn't really look that good anyway. So, I mean, if they do it, cool, we'll see. Um, that's kind of all I can expect. Like, I hope games run better. I hope they have the headroom to do more with their games, but like, yeah, man, I don't know. I want to be like I want to be
But
excited
aren't you
for it.
excited for 24-player Mario Kart?
So here's the thing. I love Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Like I
24
love
player
Mario Kart.
baby
Like
part.
unironically, I fucking love Mario Kart. Like I almost when I was playing competitive Splatoon, because yeah, I'm a loser. Lemon and I, woohoo.
Damn.
Let's go.
Anyway, when I was playing competitive Splatoon and I was playing on my Switch a lot more, I like was playing some Mario Kart and I like looked into like if there was competitive Mario Kart and there's kind of like a small growing competitive Mario Kart scene. Like I love Mario Kart.
Oh man.
So I would play Mario. Like I don't know if I could get one. I like Mario Kart enough that I'm like actually on the fence of would I get one just to play Mario Kart. I think the answer is no because it's not really like feasible for me from like a financial perspective. I'd need there to be more to justify it. Like I'd need to be able to make more, have more games with more relevant content to talk about to like rationalize picking one up at launch. But we'll see.
I
Maybe
feel like
it'll.
I've been noticing this more and more.
Nintendo, to be fair, Nintendo is really good at throwing us curveballs. Who knows what that presentation will be?
Mhm.
Who
I
knows?
say
It
I'm
could
the
suck.
I,
Like
I,
that could be one hell of a curveball.
yeah, like I say I'm the
That's
Nintendo
true.
hater, and like everybody else here has been like way harder on them. But like I'm willing to see because
It's
I've been
affecting
wrong
me
It's that
before.
poorly.
Nintendo tax.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I guess the thing is I've been wrong before. I was not really interested in the Switch at all, and even though over its lifespan, I might have been right about that in some regards. Like I really would have undersold it when I like back before it came out. Like I was very, very wrong. Like I thought it was gonna really be nothing impressive at all. And then it was, there were elements of it that are impressive. I mean the fact that Tears of the Kingdom runs on that fucking thing is like insane. Like
It
Breath
was,
of the
as the
Wild
kids call it,
is
Okay,
less
crunchy.
Vaughn,
impressive.
I'll ask you,
Hmm?
what would they have to do for it to be a day one buy for you?
Oh,
The cogs are turning.
that's
Yeah.
Bro didn't expect his own spells against him.
Suicide
It's a
Squad
simple
2.
spell,
Stop.
but quite
I would
unbreakable.
so I'm kind of a filthy casual. Like this wouldn't happen because they've already announced what like we already know what they're working on. And
Mhm.
also I'm a casual who's not even like caught up, so I'm not in any place to ask for this. Like I haven't played the most recent entry anyway, but I would love for them to like I'm imagining Xenoblade 3 was the end of Xenoblade. I haven't gotten to Xenoblade 3 yet. I always got the feeling that that was 3 parts. They're remastering Xenoblade Chronicles X right now, so I don't think this is even on the table. But I'd love an announcement of the next Xeno whatever, because like it looks like that's where they're kind of going from what I'd imagine. Like it was Xenogears, Xenosaga, Xenoblade Chronicles. It sounds like from what I gathered, it sounded like they were moving on to the
Okay.
next thing. And I'd really like to see that. I'm not like a diehard for that
So
series.
Xenoblade game.
Yeah, like whatever their next iteration on that is. I'm curious just because that team more than any would benefit from the extra alongside the Zelda team. Those two teams would benefit more than any from the increased like processing power. Like both of their games are those are the games that feel the most that and Bayonetta 3 feel the most held back by the fact that like the Switch just doesn't have that higher, that more headroom for that processing stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
Xenoblade runs it like in some places like I think a 3 is in the first like digit of one of the resolutions it can run at. So like we're not even like it's like 3 or 400 by something. Like it can run really really low res. Because they make really big, really cool open worlds in those games. Like with a really like they're really actually pretty impressive. What they get out of that is insane. Um, so yeah, I'd like to see where they go with that more than anything. Um, God, I don't even know what else they could get me. And I would that be a day
Say
one
they
for me?
shadow drop, right?
Say if they were
World lets you work your Pokemon and eat them.
no, I'm done with
You
Pokemon.
gather
What?
resources and
No,
build your base.
I'm on it. I am unironically done with Pokemon. Like the
Even
way
if
they're
they come out with their
I don't want to get into a
Pal
whole thing
World
about
ripoff.
it. I don't even want to get into a whole
Another
thing about
Power
it,
World
but
ripoff.
I don't want to get into a whole thing
Yeah.
about it, but the way from a legal perspective, the way they're conducting themselves in regards to the whole Power World situation, I think is really unhealthy for the industry. And no,
Mhm.
I'm good. I'm resigned to like I'm Team Power World. Fuck Pokemon.
Okay.
Like Pocket
Okay.
Pair
Okay.
for life. Like,
Very, very positive opinions on the Switch 2 here.
yeah. So
Bring the
anyway, we're
power
not
over
haters.
you.
I swear we're not
Big
haters.
call of Switch 2 lovers.
Yeah, I swear we're not haters. I'm just like, there are two games that I've heard are great on the Switch that I haven't gotten to, which are that Mario Wonder and the recent Zelda one. And the recent Zelda one just did not look like it was my cup of tea. I heard it was really, really simple. And one of my biggest complaints with Nintendo
Link's
games.
Awakening?
No, not the other one, the Zelda, like the actual Zelda one.
The Zelda game. Okay.
Zelda, yeah. Where you play as
Mhm.
her in that like Link's Awakening type style.
Mhm.
And I liked the concept, but I heard it was just really, really simple and very straightforward, and like that's kind of my big complaint with a lot of Nintendo games is I really like the idea, and then the execution is just like, I get that it has to be playable for kids, but like I remember when I remember when I was younger, I remember there were parts that I didn't
Back in
get to in
my day.
games.
Not this
No,
talk
no, no.
again.
No, but like I remember when I was younger and playing a lot of Nintendo games, there were parts that like as a kid I wasn't able to get to because they were hidden or they were harder or they were cool things that you had to like know the game deeper to get to, and they rewarded you for that and they were challenging. Like and I go back and a lot of those things still are as an adult relatively like obscure and kind of challenging. Like it's not just the nostalgia of it. And they don't really do that anymore. There's kind of just there's not really that extra layer of, hey, we know adults play too. We'll add some extra stuff for you guys. No, it's just like it has to be all playable for kids. Nothing can be more challenging than what a kid can handle. And it's just like it didn't used to feel like that. Maybe other people disagree, but I always felt like there was a little element of that Nintendo used to kind of nod to us that like, hey, we know that, people that are growing up with our stuff and are getting older like this too. We'll throw in some other things that are challenging, that are interesting, that extra little layer, like, you know, even Pokemon. You can see that in like older Pokemon games. There was a lot of hidden stuff in like figuring out like end game, post game Pokemon in like, the DS era and like the later, in some of the Game Boy Advance games and stuff. There was a lot of stuff that like a kid was not going to figure that out. That was there to satisfy an audience that was, more enthusiastic, a little bit more experienced, a little older. I just feel like they don't do that anymore. So anyway, that's my end of my TED talk on Nintendo. But yeah, I'm kind of checked out. We'll see what they do. If Mario Kart is really, really peak, like FOMO might get me, but they have to at least show something else interesting to play. There has to be at least one other game. Like I have to be able to talk about. They have to have a Mario, a Metroid, a Zelda, or like some new IP that blows my fucking socks off. Which I don't. We would have heard rumors that they were going to drop a new IP. They haven't done that
Who
since
knows?
Splatoon.
Maybe Prime 4 is a launch title, dude. That'd be kind of.
Oh, I'm not the
crazy.
target audience. I played Metroid Prime Remastered for like 8 hours, and I hated it.
Okay,
That's my
that's a
that's
take right there.
that's my hot
That's
take.
a-
I hated Metroid Prime. I was like, this is ass.
For like 1 or
It's
2
like-
days,
I'll
and
buy
then
a
you're
Switch
like,
2.
It's like
I'll buy
all
a
the
Switch
wor-
2 to catch up on my
fun
old games.
fact. People say
Like,
Dark Souls
big
games
game.
are like 3D Metroidvanias. That's those people are stupid. Metroid Prime is a 3D Metroidvania. When you take Metroidvania and you put it in 3D, it's fucking tedious. Holy shit, is it tedious? That game is backtracking through 3D environments is not like backtracking through 2D environments. It is.
Okay, before we
Dude,
go on another tangent,
anyway,
another rant.
That's
anyway,
so
before my hot
great.
take
Live
gets
on
me in too much
Tyrant.
hot
Ron hates
water,
fucking
yeah.
Metroid.
I've
Ron hates everything.
I hope there were rumors Metroid Dread 2. That'd be sick. I would pick if they do
I'm
Metroid
with
Dread
you,
2. Metroid Dread 2 and Mario Kart 9 on launch would be enough for me to FOMO into getting it. Other than that, I'm good.
Okay.
Moving on.
Fair enough.
Our next topic of the day. There were a couple things. Should we talk about the absurd streamer drama?
Man, speaking of negativity.
Yeah, do we want to dive right into negativity? It is still it's still early in the year here. It's January. We're waiting, like we have nothing really big or interesting coming for like a few more weeks, so we're kind of like might as well stick with
Scraping the
current.
bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, like current
A little
events.
bit, a
Like
little
this is
bit.
not going to be a place where we talk about like streamer drama and stuff much because that's like, bleh. But
sludge.
yeah, that it's sludge, but definitely we're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel, like Rizu said. So, well, the latest one is that Asmongold and Elon Musk are feuding. That's that's something I never thought I'd see. Official bootlicker and shadow president bootlicker are like actually fighting each other. It's crazy.
Friday
Um,
bootlicker turf war.
yeah, it's wild. So basically,
Monster
if
Hunter
it,
Wild.
we'll run through the basics of it in case anybody doesn't know. But Elon has more than once. The gist of it is that there are multiple examples and multiple times that people have now collected now that it's like become a thing, and the internet's done its thing and done its deep dive into like everything he's ever said about video games. Um, he's long story short is that he's lied about a lot of weird stuff to try and flex on nerds, I guess, and to like show gaming cred. And the latest of these things, which kind of brought it to the surface, is more recently, like sometime was it last year, several, I don't know how long ago this was. Time is a blur right now, but not so long ago, he was talking about being really good at Diablo on a leaderboard
That was
that
like
was
October.
privately that took private video submission to get on that only had 800 people or something like that. And then there was rumors that he still was boosted to that point. Like he didn't actually even get there by himself. So there's that. And then it was now Path of Exile 2, man's really like eating it up with the ARPGs, I guess. I don't know where he got that from, but I guess he just likes things that you can see him top down. It's nice and simple for him. Uh, anyway, yeah, so he's been
'Cause
playing.
it's like a more complex version of chess. Because remember, chess is too simple for him.
Oh yes, true.
Right.
Right.
It's all coming
God,
together.
oh God, I really hope he's not autistic. Otherwise, he makes all of us look bad. Like such
Gotta
like
disown him.
like I really hope he's not autistic, or he just gives autism
Much
a
like
bad name.
half
As
his
a community.
kids.
Yeah, as a community, denounce this. You are not tendies and chalky milk enough. Get the fuck out. Anyway, uh, so yeah, he latest thing has been Path of Exile 2, where a bunch of major Path of Exile 2 streamers, YouTubers, content creators, whatever, people like Kripparrian and Quinn. I don't know if you guys know who they are. I play a lot of these types of games, and like these guys kind of like
I do not.
they kind of overlap with some of the like MMO like crowd, because it really comes from the fact that like Diablo and WoW are both made by Blizzard, so there's like this weird like a lot of MMO like players also play the ARPG stuff just because of that old school niche that just kind of connected the two.
Right.
So yeah, so like I know I've followed a lot of these people on and off over the years just when I'm playing those games, and yeah, they these so Quinn and Kripparrian basically were watching Elon stream. For some reason, this is the crazy part. He decided to stream like him playing the game 2x, and
Because he was showing off Starlink. He uses it to show off, like, brag about Starlink and how
okay,
good it is. Because he usually does it like while he's on a flight or something.
okay, yeah, and like it was
Which is funny because my friend has Starlink and it's shit.
that's crazy. But yeah, so anyway, he decided to stream and show off how he was playing, and people showed up in the stream and started asking him questions about it and stuff. And like it was pretty clear from the jump that he had no idea what he was talking about. But like he also was flexing that he was like, a very, very highly ranked Path of Exile 2 player, like top in the world. Like, and the streamers that were watching him were like can confirm that like the gear he had was from someone who knew their shit. Like these are the best players in the world, like gawking at the fucking gear he had, because like you'd like need a whole farm of loot people like go into town to get this shit. Like it was kind of crazy. And he didn't know anything about it. He was just like, oh yeah, like he would try and talk about it, and he like didn't understand like item level, like basic things. Like he didn't understand that an item's level in Path of Exile 2 is not really at all relevant to if it's good or strong. So like he'd literally be like, oh yeah, this lower level, so not as good, and people would literally be like, that's the best version of that in the fucking game, bro. Like he had no idea what he was talking
didn't know
about.
how to use a mana flask, apparently.
Like, yeah, he didn't know anything,
he was out of
right?
mana.
And then again, the whole thing
His
was him.
inventory was full, and he didn't know why he couldn't pick up items.
Yeah, like he didn't know
It was, like,
anything, right?
basic stuff.
And so all of these Path of Exile 2 people and all these ARPG tubers and all those people, they all like commented and reacted to and responded to this thing and roasted him alive for the whole thing, right? And then Asmongold here now enter Asmongold, right? So Asmongold finally makes his video,
Roach Lord
resident
himself.
resident Roach Lord and piece of shit, and the true grifter, a person who I don't think many people know, used to
Allegedly.
say no allegedly used to say and claim to believe in
That was all him. I said allegedly.
completely contrary things to what he does now. I used to be a fan because he used to talk about things like the way we do. Like, I'm not even kidding. He was that different. That's how you know it's a grift. Like, he completely sold out. He is a different guy now. It's really wild. So anyway, I used to watch a lot of Asmongold back before he made this crazy ass transition. Like, I stopped watching him for a couple years and then saw him show up on Twitter as like the new lord of the incel gamers.
I feel quite vindicated. I never liked him, so this
There
is
were elements
very
about him that I
satisfying
did.
to watch.
There were things about him I didn't like, but like he was also like, again, as like as a WoW personality, as someone who spent a lot of time in playing WoW, like there are a lot of the people that I watched that I still watch to this day really liked him for a long time. Like, they don't really engage with him as much now because of the direction he's gone. But like I still watch, like, you guys won't know any of these people. Like, I watch like Preach LFG, like he's been playing WoW for years and years and years, and he's a huge part of the community and the content creation space. Like, he and Asmongold are like on a first name basis, and like they've done a lot of like interaction and collaborative stuff over the years. Like, he's done that with a lot of that people in that space because he used to be a chill guy.
Mhm.
Like, so there's that element of it where it was like a lot of the people that I still am
Define chill guy. Was he just like not
it
not
was
voicing his opinions on stuff?
no, it was that the whole I'm a dumb gamer hick who says stupid and like offensive shit was an act that he would like put on very clearly. Like, it was a character.
Mm.
Like, it was a bit. And then it stopped being a
He
bit.
started believing a bit.
I don't think
a bit, right?
I don't think
Yeah,
he started
like-
believing the bit. I think he saw that the bit is what all his really obnoxious fans flocked to, and then they kept showing up. Like, there was kind of this double-sided thing where he'd have streams where and content where he was more serious and would talk about stuff more like realistically, and then he'd have moments where he'd just be talking shit and would do the just the would basically be shit posting as a character, right? And like, and again, it was never even like the way it is now. Like, it was never like as just like straight up as offensive. Like, it was more just like, again, silly dumb hick
Okay.
impersonation, right? Like, I'm just a dumb smelly gamer who lives in who's lived here forever. Like, that whole thing. Like, he played up the character that he is as a person, but to like an extreme, right? And played up assumptions and stuff
Mhm.
about him. And like, it was just very different. Like, you knew when he was doing it. That was the difference, right? And then that's the person that
And
he's just
all I'm
like,
saying, right? When I was watching clips of him way back when in high school, he looks the same. He
oh,
looks worse.
he's always looked, he's always looked and lived. He's always looked the way he does, and he's always
He'd
lived in
always have
filth.
clips calling out his chat or something, and then he'd say some dumb take about whatever.
Yeah, he had
And
plenty
that'd
of
be the clip, and I'm like,
he had plenty of dumb
who's
takes.
watching this guy?
He had plenty of dumb takes, but it was one of those things where like,
But now he shifted into the anti.
he also, if you also saw,
grift.
he had like the worst chat ever. Like, and that's where I think a part of it came from. He
He still
literally,
does, right?
yeah, he built up this huge audience of just the most obnoxious people, and he like eventually was like, okay, he caved and just like full time now, just full on the grift. It's really crazy.
What if the dead rat alarm clock and the
Jeez.
blood on the walls like made him go crazy?
Honestly, like, I would not be surprised if there's like radon in his house or something. Like, anyway.
Like he got. It's like he was like huffing asbestos, but it's actually just
Anyway,
dead creatures.
back to the original story. Asmongold made his video talking about this because he's pretty big in everything. Because Roach Lord, everybody, he's pretty big in like the game reaction space and all that shit, and sometimes even does politics. God, because we're all cursed.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. And yeah, so he made his video calling out Elon and Path of Exile 2, and this is where it gets really good, is then Elon proceeded to call him out on Twitter, remove his verification badge, and leak his DMs. And then there's another layer to it. The DMs he leaked the only read of it that I've gathered, and that I really think anybody's gathered from it, is that he thinks that editors that Asmongold mentions in said leaks are like editors at like a news agency, like editor-in-chief, like they decide what gets published, because he doesn't know that streamers have video editors. Like, really popular streamers, they don't waste their time video editing and stuff. They generally offload that to someone else. Some people don't, but a lot of people do, right? Like, yeah, just it's like a really common. Everybody knows that. Like, it's like the most basic thing. Like, you're just so out of touch. Like, it's such a tell, right? That he has no idea what he's talking about. And so he tried to basically say that like Asmongold is like a puppet of his video editors. Because yeah, and again, our best read of this, he doesn't understand what video editors are. So yeah, now that's basically the current drama on it, is the king incel grifter himself, Roach Lord McNasty, is feuding with Shadow Present Bootlicker, like the goblin himself. Like, it's
Yeah,
great.
this was a turn of events I was not expecting. You
Yeah,
know,
like this is a
Elon
crazy
Musk
stretch
has
of
been
2020.
he's been slowly losing his gamer cred, like little by little over the past couple years. Like starting with
Yeah,
the Elden Ring build
that
post,
was funny.
where man, he was just pressing buttons. Like he was just pressing
The
buttons,
funny,
and
the
then he
worst part, the
screenshot
worst
it.
part is too, is like he always talks about it. Like, it would be one thing if he posted it, like, just like, oh yeah, you know, I've just been playing the game in my free time and I like it, and here's what I've been working on. And it'd be like, it would have
Yeah, he
almost
was
been
like,
endearing, but like, no, he was like he always acts like he's so fucking good at games, and it's so clear he doesn't know anything. Like, he doesn't even know how to
yeah,
like.
he posted it like, I've already got this build lined up, but I'm looking for some pointers. And it
It's
was
like,
like,
what is that?
brother, you
The pointers are
mashed
uninstall.
X on everything.
Yeah,
You
like,
mashed X on everything. What is this?
yeah,
He's got like 4 weapons equipped. He's got like mana potions over here and random materials equipped in his pouch or whatever. Like,
imagine a
it
billionaire
was
thinking that
insane.
hoarding shit is the way to play. Who would have thought? Like,
Right. It was muscle memory for
Right.
him.
yeah, just fill up every equipment slot. Like, obviously, just have more stuff.
It's like that combined with like the Diablo stuff and this recent
God.
drama, like he's losing his gamer cred and he decides to pick a fight with the Musty Mafia themselves.
Oh
And
my god, the musty
I'm
mob.
so curious to see how this is gonna go. Because
Yeah, I am curious. Like, that's the one thing, is
it's a
it's like,
genuine need from him to get approval from that crowd.
yeah, like, yeah, he's such a
And
narcissist. He
they're
needs that
gonna turn
validation.
yeah,
Mhm.
he punched the biggest guy in the room,
God,
the
he's
mustiest
just
guy in
so
the room, I should
like,
say.
how he's just so
And
stupid, and I don't mean that like as an insult.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he's legitimately like a low IQ, unintelligent individual who like failed upwards on daddy's money. Like, I don't like, how could you
Go all
possibly
party-fied,
think
you know?
that someone who's that famous, how could you possibly think that people weren't going to notice that you don't know anything about, like, you literally are so out of touch that you don't know how neurotic gamers are. Like, of course they're going to go and fucking check your stats and check your logs. Like, of course they're going to correct you when you say Asmongold is bad at video games by posting his Warcraft logs from a decade ago. Because yeah, like, World of Warcraft players, we have logs. We can go and check any fight that we ever played in a raid if we were recording logs for it. And like, that's standard procedure. Like, you can go back and check the logs, bro. Like, yeah, like, he literally,
Elon just needs to get off the internet.
it's standard procedure to have receipts for that shit, and he like doesn't get that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's crazy. We gotta
Yeah, like-
capitalize on this, these motherfuckers just don't play games. Like, we gotta, emphasize every
we're always
single time
saying
this shit
it. They
comes up.
don't play games.
They don't play games. They don't play games.
I saw a great
Even
video
the
the other
richest
day.
man
Another
in the
person was talking
world
about that. Yeah.
is lying about getting on the leaderboards of Hat the Exile 2. He could have just
It's
said
The
he's
guy
been
who was
playing it,
blazing
and it would have been
mouthwashing.
fine.
like, the worst part is too, is it's like, if anybody on Earth, all the time he spends on Twitter, he doesn't run any businesses and he doesn't do anything productive. So he has the time to be a no-life Path of Exile player. But the thing is, Path of Exile is kind of a complex game. Build crafting in it requires some understanding. And even having the foresight to look for guidance, if you don't know how to do it, intuitively, takes a little bit of like self-awareness. And this is one really stupid motherfucker. Like, that's...
Yeah, his
He
IRL
does have
intelligence
all the
skill
money in the
check.
goddamn world.
I know, like, it's crazy. Like, oh god, like, it's, man, failing upwards, suffering, like, that's why we're suffering from success,
Suffering from success.
Yeah, he
The
fails
one of the
upwards.
silver linings.
Because he failed upwards so much, he has this constant need to like actually prove himself that he's like the apex guy. Like
Yeah, he has to
he's
prove that he
working,
earned it.
being the richest man.
yeah.
It's
on
like
the
no,
world.
like no,
So
bro.
he
Like
posts his Path of Exile gameplay, and he's running past Chaos Orbs. Like
no, it's like no, it's his. No, he's probably got like a really
If this
smart
was a
assistant.
movie, it'd be bad writing.
In when he dies, we're gonna find out in like a reveal or something, or maybe hopefully before that, like every major business decision was just like an assistant giving him like a portfolio and being like, you should invest in this one. So like his one claim that he has is that he at least chose good companies to invest in, and that's why he's so rich. And I can't wait for that to be invalidated because some like intern actually picked the companies for him. Like
Right. Just
we're gonna find out some intern was like, "Hey, I've heard of this Tesla thing. You should get into this. Hey, I've heard of this space startup. You should get into this." Like that, the man's such a fraud that it's hard to believe he even. It's hard to believe
watermark.
It's hard to believe he
Best
even
meme I've
had
ever
the
made.
foresight or intelligence. Like it could be just like dumb luck. Like there's always lightning.
Like, remember his actual
100%.
endeavors? Like, remember the Boring Company? Remember the tunnel under California?
Yeah, like it could just be. It could
Gamer
legitimately
tunnel.
just be like he
Yeah.
got lucky enough times that it kind of just offset every other failure that he has as a huge failure of a person. But like,
Yeah, money is margin for error, and he had a lot of margin of error. He had a lot of room to fail before he gets one victory. That is Tesla.
'Cause
yeah,
I'm still thinking about that. Like, he decided, I'm gonna put a highway underneath California to avoid the traffic. It's like, put a fucking train there, Elon. Like,
I no.
Single
The thing
lane highway.
was is that once
there's
upon a
subway, it
time.
exists.
Once upon a night, because I remember as a kid, right? I was a naive little 13-year-old who liked science and stuff, and from the outset, he just looked like people were describing him like he was fucking Tony Stark. They were like, he's the guy who makes he's the electric car
Yeah.
guy. He's
He
the
was in
rocket
Iron
ship
Man.
guy. He's gonna do the tunnel system. Like he's the guy of the future. He's the crazy mad scientist billionaire that's working for the people. Like there was this whole like narrative, and it turns out the dude's just dumb as a bag of fucking hammers. Like.
It's because for a time that was his image. He was this like liberal hero.
I just want to know who his PR guy is.
And like
Yeah, I want to know who his PR guy is. Don't talk
He was
about that.
mentioned in Mass Effect.
Joe
Andromeda.
Rogan. Joe Rogan is his PR guy, smoking
Like,
weed.
No,
They
before
call him
that,
one of
like
the
someone
great
else.
inventors in like Star Trek or
Yeah,
something.
before that, I get what you mean.
Yeah, like how does someone this like? I don't like. I'm not the person who's like, no, they're actually smart and you just don't get it. No, they're actually stupid and there's something else about why they got there. Like, a lot of people think that like, no, the evidence points to if they made it, therefore they had to be smart in some regard that you don't realize. I'm like, no, they just had something else working for them that we don't know about. Like, they're so fucking dumb. Like,
Yeah, it's
like there's not a person I speak to frequently that isn't twice that man's IQ. He's so stupid it hurts. Like he's like Forrest Gump. He's like a 79. like his mom had to sleep with the principal so that he could stay educated because he's so fucking dumb. Like that sounds like his story. Like his mom had to sleep with the principal in apartheid South Africa so that he could be educated because he was so fucking stupid. He was white in apartheid Africa and they had to fucking like whore his mom out so he could have so that he could have education. Like anyway, before I say anything that's actually properly offensive, we'll move on. But yeah. Anyway,
all in all, moral of the story: play games.
Play more video games. Holy
Don't
shit!
pay people to play
video
games
game.
for you.
Yeah, don't.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's always been wrong. Like we've known
yeah.
that. Like that's the worst part is it's just like you're getting the nature of being such a poser. Like it's so old. Like we didn't used to. When was the last time people had to call someone a poser? Like this. That's like skater talk. Like that's what is this Tony Hawk?
Hipster
Like
poser.
like are we fucking at the skate park? Are we at the fucking X Games? Like. But the man's just a
Yeah,
fucking
we gotta
poser.
bring it
Like,
back.
it's so cringe. Like I don't know how he lives with himself. I mean, I guess having all the money helps, but Jesus Christ, like
The money and the ketamine.
if I got found out that
Ketamine.
everything I ever claimed about games that I ever did was just like if it turns out I'm a total hack fraud and you all find out about it because it's coming. You know it is obviously.
Of course. Got the
Waiting on
countdown
the
right
dude.
here.
Like. I mean, I wouldn't
Right,
actually,
it's
because like I have other things to live for. But if I was him, oh, I'd end it. oh, it'd be so over. It'd be so
Especially
over.
when like out of your 13 kids, like 7 of them hate you, and I think have like publicly disowned you.
Like I don't. It's crazy how much money it must add. Like I could pretend money's a cognitive dissonance barrier, but I think he's just like literally just that stupid. Like nothing matters when you're
He's
when
so
you're
unaware.
nothing matters when you're a true moron. Like,
I am Adrian Dittman.
oh my god, like there's just so much like we don't. Oh god, there's so much cringe. It's like, oh,
This just in.
You go down the cringe
Adrian
rabbit
Dittman no
hole.
longer following the account porn stars that look like Grimes.
like oh, it's just
Oh god.
I love that the reason people knew to check there is because Elon got caught
Yeah.
following that on his main years ago.
yeah, I know, I remember that. That's just like, bro, like you are just.
And then on the
amazing.
different.
That's why all the gamer incels fucking love this dude because like
He's pathetic like them.
Yeah, he's pathetic like them, and he shows them that you don't have to be not pathetic to be successful. You
He's
can
gonna
be,
be rich.
yeah, you can
He's
be the
gotta be
most
rich.
you can be the most pathetic dude ever, and you get lucky and have enough money. It
Your
doesn't
dad has to
matter.
have an alleged emerald mine. Ooh.
It's not even alleged. I watched the interview. It's not even alleged. Elon Musk is like, he didn't own it. He had a partnership in an emerald mine, and he even says on camera, I don't know why Elon lies about going to the mine. Elon's been to the mine. Like,
But Elon's been
Like
going
his
after.
dad
He went after people
dislikes
for
him.
saying that his father had stake in a emerald mine.
yeah, no, I've watched an interview with it because I don't know. I was just like doom scrolling like my YouTube homepage at one point, like
Oh.
way too late at night a few weeks back, and I saw an interview between Elon Musk and some other guy, and it was like, yeah, he was talking. They were asking questions, and they eventually got onto the topic of Elon at some point, and he just started asking about like, and he literally just said, he's like, I don't know why Elon lies about that. he's like, he's been to the mine, like
He's like, I don't know. He's like,
he explained
I
the whole
love
thing. He
genre of like really rich guy who's also like a pathological liar.
and the thing is he explained in great detail the entire workings of this business, like how like they used to skirt around like, you know, getting more for them by taking them out of the country and selling them in different places, and like again, the man has no shame about being a horrible human. It's almost comical if he wasn't a really bad guy, but like
Mhm.
I don't know if you've ever seen Elon Musk has zero shame about
Yeah.
being a horrible guy, like
Yeah,
at all.
I've seen the interview.
Yeah, so like it's really
Like he's like
yeah.
South African Ed Wensler from the Boondocks. Like he wears his cruelty on his sleeve.
Yeah, he like you'd admire
He's
it
like,
if he
oh,
wasn't
my
just such a
son's lying
sicko.
about the mine again. Like
Yeah,
silly Elon.
my fail son.
Making up stories again.
I think it's funny because imagine like having a
Like, put
child
that
be
in
the
the
richest
article that I
person in the
laughed.
world and knowing deep down that he's still a failure. Like that's
yeah, it's
like
that's a crazy existence. That's all I'm
that's
gonna say.
wild.
See, if I was him, I'd be trying to bust Luigi out,
Bro, free my man
make
Luigi.
it look like an accident.
Free Luigi 2025.
I was just about to say before we make any radical statements, how about we move on? But I guess I'm too late for that.
Bill Burr said it. I'll
Oh,
say it.
no.
I'm not a
I
pussy.
know Bill Burr said it on fucking like Jimmy
Exactly,
Fallon. Or
Yeah,
something.
they're.
I love that clip.
And Jimmy, yeah, I was like, if Bill Burr can say it, like Bill Burr is like a man of character, at least as far as I've ever seen. Like,
Bill
I'm
Burr
We're
like-
is a
not
man
losing
of character.
sponsors just yet.
yeah, and also like fuck, like I mean, there's no real person that actually thinks otherwise. Like anybody else is just like maximum bootlicker, like
Yeah.
maximum boot.
Oh, they're real.
Yeah, but Bill Burr's awesome. 'Cause,
Oh,
like,
Bill Burr's
he's
awesome.
been
Bill Burr,
he's
such a real one.
co-opted as like he's been co-opted.
He's
as, like,
wise pilled.
He doesn't
He's
care
be-
about what anyone says.
No,
but
he's
we
literally-
all know who he's making fun of.
I watched his interview with Jimmy Kimmel, and he literally like Jimmy Kimmel made a joke about how like he's becoming like enlightened or like chill or whatever, and like focused on self growth, and he was like, yeah, no, like I'm working on myself, and I'm a lot happier, and I'm trying to like I've been working on my anger and stuff for years, and like you know the path to being like a better person's like self growth. Like he basically like sold our channel. He was like, yeah, grow as a person, focus on being like
All he
growing
had
as a
to say was, "I've been
Yeah,
in
like,
the
'cause-
garden
because
growing."
the one thing is he's really funny because he
I've been in the
delivers this.
garden growing.
It's funny because he delivers this like
Should have slipped
really
him a line.
angry persona, but it's not just a persona. Like he has anger issues, and he's been really open about that and worked on that for years. Like, yeah, he's like he's a real one. Bill Burr's he's a cool dude. At least as far as I know, in the future, if it comes out. I didn't know.
Didn't know.
I didn't know.
I
My dog saw that as a sign to come say hi. He was like, "Boss raised his
any
hands."
Louis C.K. Allegations in
Honey, you look so
future.
you look so pathetic down there,
So-
buddy. Come here.
Other than our joint hatred of Elon, what else do we got? What else
I don't
we
hate
got?
him. I don't hate people I don't know. I just think he shouldn't, exist. It's different. Hate's like personal.
I'll
I don't
hate
hate
him
him.
until further notice.
That's
Hey,
what like transphobes say. I don't know what it is.
No, hate is personal. Hate is like I have a deep personal
Like I don't
like-
hate you. You can have your own life, but like I don't want you to exist.
no, like I don't want him to have his own life. I don't want him to exist, like just straight up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, like that. I think that's the like most politically correct way of putting that. I wish he just got phased out of existence. Boop. Timeline erased.
Thanos snap.
Yeah. Woo. You're perfect.
Luigi, as
No. See, I can't say that. That's the part I can't agree with. That is not. My lawyer says we don't agree with that one. My lawyer says we don't agree with that one.
In Minecraft, my bad.
I can't say free. I can't say free.
Mario Kart.
I can't say free
In Mario
Luigi and then
Kart,
fully
I wanted to
acknowledge.
get blue shelled.
Doesn't work that way. Want him to get blue shell.
Red shells.
No,
red
see,
shells.
blue shell is so overrated. What's worse is when you're like you lose first place and like second place beats you because you slip on a banana peel like right at the finish.
Yeah, I want him to slip on a banana peel. How about that?
Yeah,
Speaking of blue shell, did you see Blue Point? Oh, there we go. That's a
that's a good
Hell
segue. That's like our
yeah.
final
God of War
topic.
game. There we go.
There we go. Yeah,
God
so
of War
yeah.
live service.
Yeah, so as Breezy reported to me earlier, and I've now checked, so Sony announced that they have canceled 2 more live services, one of which was Blue Point, makers of Shadow of the Colossus Remastered and
To be clear, the
Full
studio's not
remastered.
canceled.
no,
They're still.
I was finishing the statement.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, now I forgot it. Anyway, they canceled
Spit it out,
what
buddy.
they canceled 2 live
Stay
services,
tuned.
one of which was being made by Blue Point. I said they canceled live services. I didn't say they canceled studios. They canceled 2 live services, one of which was being developed by Blue Point, makers of Demon Souls remake and the Shadows of the Colossus remaster. They're both kind of remakes / remasters, but whatever, same difference. That live service was reportedly a God of War multiplayer live service game, which makes 0 fucking sense. I'll say that right up front. Like I could not the gameplay. Like I'm not saying
I
like
see
God
the
of War
vision.
game. You see the vision. We'll get to you. Like the God of War gameplay. I could see that working in a multiplayer setting. I have nothing against the idea of God of War combat. Like that. It's not the gameplay. It's the entire premise. Like it's like it would have to be the most forced thing like imaginable. Like it wouldn't be like a hero game. You wouldn't play as like heroes unless it was gonna. Would it be the gods like that? What was like?
Yeah, that
I just
could
can't.
work.
Like that's the only way they could spin it that would make any sense to me, and that sounds stupid as fuck. So I don't know. Like, and I don't blame Blue Point for that. Like, obviously, that sounds like a thing that was literally like made by committee. Like, they were given a mandate. Hey, here's this IP. Turn it into a multiplayer live service.
Oh yeah.
And they were doing what they could with it. But I mean, I guess better late than never that someone realized that the vision was not there, because that sounds fucking stupid. Anyway, Breezy, we'll move on to Breezy. No, we'll do KG because KG might have slightly nice things to say, and then Breezy can go back to shitting on it. Anyway.
By nice things to say, maybe I see the vision for a game using God of War's combat system as a live service
And it was called
in a live
Avengers.
service model. Yeah, it was called Avengers, and it was
Oh god, we're gonna hear
a
more
video game.
Avengers truth or speak. Okay, get ready, everybody.
I see. I'm
Brace.
not like you. I'm not gonna go on a 20-minute rant about Avengers. I'll just say that
Oh,
it was
okay,
a
fair enough.
great game with a really nice skeleton that was forced into the live service model and suffered from a lot of issues because of it.
Fair
But
enough.
we've seen from Sony, PlayStation, their push for live service titles over like the last couple of years and so with
Excluding Concord.
Concord.
No, we have to exclude Concord because Concord was basically a finished game when Sony bought it. Like, I just put that
Oh
out
yeah,
there.
well, getting to
just
that,
just for
right? This
just
is
for
their push.
context. Sorry, just for
Right.
context. I just
Right.
always kind of exclude that one because like, yes, that was part of their push, but it's not like they like put all this time into making it. They just bought another group of people who put a bunch of time into making it. Not,
Of
you know what I
course, of
mean?
course.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been part of their game plan is buying up these almost finished indie games, putting on the PlayStation brand, and sort of sending them out to the wolves.
Wasn't that really
They've
only
gotten it.
Helldivers? Like, weren't the others?
Foam
Well,
stars. Let's
Oh
go.
god.
No, that's not. That's Square Enix. Like, isn't Helldivers really the only indie studio that they like put a bunch of money into for a live service, other than buying a finished Concord the year before it came out?
I would have to check again, but this I think it's a start of a push that they're still trying to implement because
Okay.
before,
I just was
you
making
know,
sure because I just like wasn't sure if I was missing a part of the trend, like if there were other studios that were like more indie that were part of the live service thing, but I didn't think any of their other
yeah,
live services came from anyone else.
right. And
I mean, because we haven't seen
before
most of them, they've all been
Concord,
canceled. Like,
yeah,
wasn't it
exactly. I
12?
was
It was
gonna
like
say,
9 or
you know,
12. It was 12 at one point, or like it was a double. It was at least double
it
digits at
was a
one
They had,
lot.
point.
they had like a
It was a
dozen
lot.
in development that none of which actually entered like full on development. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure like pretty much all of them were
Hmm.
post
and I
or
heard it one.
production.
The last report I heard was that 9 of them got not 8 or 9 of them made it to actual production, and those are the ones we keep seeing canceled over the last year and two. Like because
I didn't know.
they canceled now. They've canceled them in like multiple batches. I think they did like 2 or 4
Yeah,
last
they usually
time.
do like 2 or 3 at a time.
Yeah. Like it's become a
I
trend.
mean,
Like
like,
how many live services is Sony
yeah,
canceling today? Like
More
whether
we
concerning, how many did
saw,
they have into production?
yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Honestly, like with the cancellation, I'll never forgive them for the cancellation of my most anticipated game of 2021, Last of Us Factions 2.
Oh my god.
Del Walker tweeted about it when it was happening, or the information being published that it was being canceled. About how he worked on it for like 2, 3 years, something like that. It was like heavy in development
That's
when
crazy.
they decided to shut it down.
That's actually crazy.
Even before the cancellation news, there was leaked footage of the multiplayer mode itself,
Oh my god.
from the Part 2
Oh, they were
leaks
just
in
teasing you.
2020.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was
They
it
were
was
just
rough. It was
stringing
rough.
you along. That's really rude. That's
Yeah, it
yeah.
was super rough. That was like the one positive I got out of the Last of Us Part 2 leaks back in 2020 was I got a little glimpse of Factions 2 before it was like officially announced. But yeah, like Factions 2 getting canceled, Horizon Online, I think,
That
still
was one of them.
canceled. Yeah, that
Yeah. Oh yeah.
canceled.
That got canceled.
Unannounced co-op game by PlayStation London canceled. Like so
Bro's
many
got the
titles that
list.
they've I really don't, but it's like you see it like
I should
more
have
and
brought it
more,
up.
and
It's
it
not like
like
there's anything stopping me from pulling it up right here. Here, let me check.
yeah,
Like
that's true.
let's be
Mr.
resourceful,
Podcast
responsible.
host.
I'm not the only one
Yeah,
looking at a
yeah.
computer right now. Lemon's staring at something else doing homework because they don't have something to say about this one.
Yeah, but you are in the garden.
I am growing my chemistry.
It's
What I'm thinking about. What's
Whatever
the
that means.
alcohol
okay.
in like
It's
beer and wine?
what?
What's the alcohol in beer and wine? Any of you?
Yeast? Oh, no, the chemistry. Ethanol.
Yeah. Bond passes, everyone
Oh,
fails.
yeah, he's smarter than a fifth grader, apparently.
Okay, let me check. It was so Sony canceled live services. Dogs, could you like not? We're like in the middle of something. That's a little bit annoying. Um, okay, so they canceled 2 recently, but what about I need maybe someone will mention the other ones in these articles. Let's scroll. Uh, Sony announced they plan. Okay, so in 2022 they plan to have 12 live service games running by the end of 2025. Those plans revised that number down to just 6, of which Bend and Blue Points games were likely 2 of them. So that leaves them at 4 in development.
We went from
Oversaw
10
and
to
canceled
4.
numerous online projects. Naughty Dog's The Last of Us PvP game, a rumored Spider-Man online game, a live service Twisted Metal game. Oh fuck, man! And a third-person Destiny spin-off
Yeah.
titled
Yeah,
Payback.
Yeah, that got
Th-
canceled.
This just leaves Bungie's Marathon and Haven Studios PvP project still in the work, which is just literally don't even have a name yet for us. Alongside continued support for
What
Helldivers
about Fair
2.
Games?
I'm reading I just read everything. That's all of them. This leaves just Bungie's Marathon.
Isn't the unannounced one called Fair Games? Isn't that an old article?
The article I'm reading right now is from updated today,
I don't know.
January 16th. So yeah.
Haven Interactive Studios. Yeah, that's Fair Games.
Oh, so why did they say
They probably didn't
PvP
update that
project?
part of the game.
They just said PvP project is still in the works. Yeah. Okay. What was that one? I don't even remember what that looked like anything.
We don't even have gameplay.
Oh, okay. It's just a name.
Sony is
Yeah.
quite confident. We got a CG trailer a while back,
Okay. So nothing right now. It's nothing right now. Got it.
but apparently they're quite confident.
Well, yeah. They've been
Yeah,
confidently
all of
wrong
that
a
to
lot.
say, like, yeah, this push for more live service multiplayer titles. I mean, even Shuhei Yoshida, commented on if he was still
Yeah, I
at
saw
the
that.
helm, he would have resisted the live service push, and he
Yeah.
joked like maybe that was why they removed him. And it's like, man,
Oh, Jesus, that's grim.
how much of this joke is wrapped in truth?
I think that joke is
the-
like a Japanese respect way of I'm not going to say it because saying it would be disrespectful. But
yeah,
haha,
with a laugh at the end,
yeah, haha.
So I'm not
I
serious.
didn't mean it. Just kidding.
And it's like, man, like I don't know if it's just higher ups or whatever that's the cause of this, because it seems like
It's
they're
all
really just
mismanagement.
I believe it's just
It's all
mismanagement.
yeah.
I think it was Josh Sawyer. I think he made a thread on Twitter the other day about how everything that's wrong with modern game, not everything, but a lot of what's wrong with modern game development is just everything is so mismanaged from the top down that it just it leaks into every facet of the game.
Yep. It's a lot of people at the top
Right.
making really bad decisions, and everybody else just having to go along with it because it's their job and they're not in charge.
And it's funny we're talking about mismanagement when PlayStation bought Bungie, like one of the kings of
That's
mismanagement.
so yeah.
And now look at Destiny.
And now
Yeah.
look at Destiny.
In the toilet.
Bought Bungie to make another PlayStation branded live service
And
game.
we haven't heard of Marathon since we got that one trailer. That was it. Didn't the director of Marathon leave and they got a new one and he left too or something like that?
Oh man.
That thing's been going through hell.
The last time I heard about Marathon was when playtests or whatever, rumors about the playtest being
the playtest came
poor.
out real negative.
Yeah.
I
Very
hope
poor.
I'm
I'm like,
because
oh boy.
I will give my 2 cents real quick. I know it's not related to the Marathon IP, but I think it's cool that they've brought that one back, and I think it's just a cool idea just to bring back that from their catalog. And also,
Well, yeah,
I don't have any high hopes for it, but I love extraction shooters, and they are great at making good gunplay. So if they can deliver a mechanically a system, I know gunplay wise it'll be a good game. My question is, can they deliver on the systems to make a compelling extraction shooter? And if they can, I'm on board. I'm not going to write anything off, but I also think
I'll be there day one regardless, even if
I'm going to try it.
Preview says this, even
Oh,
if
I have to try
this is
it.
the worst
Yeah.
game to ever come out.
I'm there day one because I want to play the Bungie extraction shooter. I don't care what anybody says. I want to play it because I like extraction shooters. It's the one trend in modern games in terms of trending genres that I dig. I do like the extraction concept. And I'm waiting for someone to find a better balance. So far, all the attempts at making it casual have been not well received. They kind of missed the point. And if I would like to see a major AAA studio be able to find that balance of it feels like a proper extraction shooter, but doesn't feel as dense as something like Tarkov,
Well, you might be waiting for a little bit longer.
no, Arc
might
Raiders. Hey,
anticipate
there's
it.
another chance we got Arc Raiders. Embark, man. the finals. I don't want to rant about this too much, but the finals is peak, and I trust Embark. I think Arc Raiders could be what I'm looking for, but we'll wait and see. Hopefully this year. Rumors are this year, but we'll see.
We'll have to see on that one. But
That's
yeah, my overall thoughts on this news is just at this point, can you be surprised that this
Not at all.
business model that they're chasing is going down it's circling the drain, and we've been watching it for like a few years now.
yeah.
So it's almost out of there, you
Definitely.
know.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like,
that's kind of all we have. That's kind of our last topic for the day. If you have any other things you want to say about that, by all means. I was just looking at our list of things. That's kind of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, like the live service model, like I kind of ranted about this when I made like stupid second channel video, yada yada. But
No,
the reason
Stay
I'll find
tuned.
it. I'll put a link. We could link it. You know, like I linked your channel
like
and the
you
other
put,
one.
put a little card.
Yeah, I put a card.
More
They only let
breeding
you.
channel.
They only let you have
Stop
5 cards. I would have plugged your other
Yeah,
videos too,
yeah.
but they only let you have 5 cards. So I was like,
Yeah, doesn't matter. But regardless, I was talking about it, it's like these companies don't understand that like Sony has like what 15. They had 15 games in production at one point
12.
for pre-production, yada yada.
12.
It doesn't matter. You shouldn't have that many live service games. There should be
They're the
one.
like the announcement
we
of
don't have
that.
Fortnite and then Epic Games side project and then
Yeah,
their
like, the
third
fact-
Right,
side project.
right.
You
The
have
fact
one
that-
game.
The fact that they didn't recognize that would have been, if all those games did manage to come out, they would have all cannibalized each other. That wouldn't have been. It was never a good idea from the start. Like they could have
Yeah.
released it if they started at the start and were like, we're gonna make 4. I would have been like, that's a lot. And if they cut it down to 2, I'd have been like, okay.
Like even then, I think 2 is too much because you're splitting up resources.
I agree,
You
but
need
like
one
I could
live
see
service
two.
because that takes over the world.
But PvE and PvP,
yeah,
like we've seen
yeah.
how good. Yeah, I was gonna say how big Helldivers got, right? Like the thing missing is there needs some PvP audience. Like that's what they're missing. They don't have a PvP live service. So like if they did 2, I will accept them having a good PvP live service, which they did. They fucking did. Fuck you.
But they
Concord,
did.
rest in peace. God damn it, man. They had a good one and they fucking the grifters and the incels fucking killed it.
That one didn't have
Anyway,
Spider-Man in it.
I'm not mad about it. Anyway, moving
Yeah.
on. Yeah, that one didn't have Spider-Man. It didn't run like fucking dog water and didn't appeal to the lowest common denominator of gamers. Anyway,
Before we go on a rant.
yeah, anyway, before we go on a rant.
Yeah, like much like how when games were doing the whole like make every game an RPG a few years back when they were doing that,
yeah.
but they didn't understand how like RPG systems are supposed to work and how you kind of have to go all in on an RPG or else it just doesn't work.
Yeah, no, doing
With a live
half-assing
service,
it isn't
they're
on
not
it.
going all. They're half-assing it, and
Yeah.
so it's just like nobody wants to play a half-assed live service game because like
No.
you're not they're not committed. Why would I commit my time and money to it? They don't care.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And see, it also runs like it also makes us really hesitant to get it. Like I personally, after what I've experienced, like now I'm hesitant. Like because of the content and because I'm talking about and playing all the latest stuff. Yeah, I will play their games when they come out. But like, you know, I'm one of those people where it's like I'm very hesitant to care or get invested in them because they've already pulled the rug out from under me once. Like
Right,
they've
right.
shown they have no problem giving up on a thing after 2 weeks. Like why?
Not
Like-
not even 2 weeks.
Yeah, like why would
It was like
I?
a week and a half.
It's really hard for me. Like, and again, I get it. I'm a small sample size. There's not a lot of us who were hit by that. Yeah, you know, all the jokes that people will make, but like, you know, we were all affected by that. So like, it's like one of those things where it's just like, why would, you know, I'm going to because I know I will, but like, there's an element of for people that don't have that extra reason to do so, for people that don't have that aren't compelled to for content or whatever, their job or whatever it is, like, yeah, I would be very, very skeptical of picking up a live service game made by Sony right now because they don't seem to care if you like it or not. They'll cancel it if enough people
Especially
don't agree.
after their Helldivers fiasco, where it's like they made you sign up for an account that wasn't available in every region of the world where the game
Oh
was being
man.
sold.
Yeah, like that's just
Now
such
Even
a
they're
their
still doing
one
that shit.
hit.
They're still doing that.
yeah.
So like, how are you gonna do the live service thing? But like, 100-something countries can't play your game. That's that runs antithetical to what a live service like you want from it. You want it to make all the money, but you won't give it to people who will give you money.
Yeah.
Like it's so crazy to watch them handle like the Helldiver situation. Like they were so desperate for a win that Helldivers launched, had all its issues, still has the PSN account thing, and they announced a movie for it. You know, that's
They got
how
rid of
much
the
they
PSN
wanted
for
to win.
Helldivers.
There's
They got rid of the
Oh, they did?
It's like but it's like
Okay.
watching like someone try and do like a revolver ocelot like double twist with his fucking pistol. He shoots himself in the foot and he starts doing it again. It's like stop.
Stop. You're not good at this trick. Give up.
Stop, you're gonna hurt yourself more.
Yeah, and I mean, I think most people that have been following this whole charade have kind of are in the. I don't think it's a unpopular opinion. I'm pretty sure most people agree that it's just like, come
Not
on,
at all.
Sony, move on. Like,
But it's just like every time it appears in the news, it's just like, oh my god, how many of these did you have?
It's like
They
like
had
it's one thing.
for,
Like
high
you, it'd
heat.
be one thing if you could say they
Yeah.
were like throwing darts at the wall and hoping something would stick, but most of them they didn't throw at the wall. Most of them they threw in the trash before they got to like. We didn't even see most of them. Like. That's what's more absurd. Is it'd be one thing if it was like, okay, they were trying to win by numbers, where they're like, okay, most of these will fail, but we're hoping for a couple hits. But they don't even get to see if they fail. They're like, nah, this failed before it even got there. Sorry, bad. What?
It's like if they got a monkey.
Yeah.
It's like if they got a monkey to like pull names out of a hat, except it was Caesar from fucking Planet of the Apes.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, it's just
like
yeah.
even with the Factions 2 one, like the reason that got shut down was because Naughty Dog didn't want to dedicate like an entire portion of their staff to
Yeah,
like
they didn't want to donate a portion of the
Exactly.
staff to the dev cycle of maintaining a live service.
yeah, they didn't want to become like the Factions 2 studio while they were making their single player endeavors. So it's like
Interstellar.
the lack of
woo!
understanding of like
That's not Interstellar. It's
how
Intergalactic. Fuck, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Interstellar. That's the
I
other
was thinking of a good
Christopher
movie
Nolan
instead.
movie.
Great movie.
That's the one. That's not the one you're supposed to watch. Remember?
I've watched that one like a million times. That's like my favorite movie.
Yeah, how about you
ever.
watch Oppenheimer the first time?
Because it does.
Right.
Does it take place in space? Or in dreams?
Yeah, technically it does. It does take place in space. Earth isn't. You know where Earth is at?
Does it is it a space
That's
movie
true.
or is it
That's
about
true.
like dreams or time travel?
Define
or...
space.
Oppenheimer dreams in the
Actually,
movie.
yeah, he does dream.
Fuck it.
For our final
Oh my
segment, we're
God.
convincing Bond to watch Oppenheimer.
All right, I think that's our proof that we are officially done with the topic. So with that, we
It's
will.
flaming Bond time. He's gonna end it now.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah,
I've
it's the
been
roast
called out.
segment. Let's go.
But I think that's really everything to talk about for the day. Honestly, like we've gotten through Nintendo, we got through the silly ass Elon Asmongold bullshit, and now the Sony live service stuff. So kind of a
You're really
wild
gonna have
day.
to start these like
crazy
first
day.
few episodes with like the Naruto filler music, just so people know this hasn't really started yet. There's nothing interesting.
Yeah. I mean, you edit it. Stop giving me suggestions. I don't. I'm bad.
No,
You're
I'm
like,
working on my own stuff.
I have other stuff to work on
Damn,
too.
damn.
Anyway,
I have a job.
I mean, I would like this to be a job.
So would I.
Anyway, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for anybody who's watched or listened, and we also have to get this up on Spotify, which hopefully by the time this one is up, they will all be up on Spotify. So with that, we'll see you next time, and yeah, stay tuned for episode 4. Probably nothing crazy next week. Hopefully there's some stuff in the news. We'll have to wait and see, but yeah, that's it for today. Everybody say bye. Bye.
Peace.
No, you say bye. I didn't say peace. This is a professional setting.
Is it though?
Yeah, we have to say it like Midwestern Americans leaving the office. Bye.
Are we
I can see
Mr.
your
Rogers
clothes
now?
hanging in the background. This is not professional.
Okay.
Well,
No,
well,
that is
yeah.
that is a statement of how committed to the grind I am. You see, well, you gotta start.
Doing it in the closet?
You gotta come up from the bottom. You know, you gotta start.
Should have called it the In the
you got-
Closet podcast. Am I right? No.
In the
Oh.
closet gaming?
Let me just grab alcohol.
You can put that there.
Oh, Lemon's like, it's one of those days.
It's one of those
It's always
days.
one of those days.
Pouring one out. All
I've
right.
been drinking.
That's
I'm on
that's
my
it for
second
this.
beer
That's
right
it for the
now.
podcast. Have a good
Edit
one.
that
We're
out.
out.
Edit that
We're
out.
out. Have a good one.